This is where AutoReactivate and the Retention Reactivate product comes into play. We monitor open signals across hundreds of thousands of newsletters daily, and we get millions of open signals every single day. So with that unengaged segment that you've built, the best way to prioritize who you try to engage next is by using AutoReactivate and identifying who are the users who are still active but have not recently engaged with my mail. With this unengaged segment, there is a lot of potential purchasers or engagers, but there's also in that list going to be a lot of potential email addresses that can actually hurt your deliverability if you mail them. They might have gone inactive, they might have turned into spam traps. And so if you take the approach of just sending a high engaging offer or a high CTR content to the entire unengaged segment, you will undoubtedly take a deliverability hit. But that's where the Retention Reactivate tool comes in. It gives you the ability to target those users on your unengaged segment that do have a chance of becoming back active and driving value to your brand without targeting the users who are unengaged or no longer active, where it's going to result in a deliverability hit. So what does this look like, and how is this actually happening behind the scenes? Well, at Retention and through our vast publisher network, we receive millions and millions of email activity events per day. So when you use the AutoReactivate tool, Retention is actually scanning your entire inactive list and seeing what users on that list may not have been active on your brand, but they are still active in their inbox and they're active elsewhere on other brands. Those are the leads that you want to be pursuing. By subsetting those still active leads on your unengaged list, it gives you the ability to mail and drive those incremental or bring back those users without taking the deliverability hit of mailing inactive and unengaged emails. So within AutoReactivate, when you enable this with your retention account, we are going to do the hard work for you and make your lives easy. We are going to analyze your entire unengaged list. We're going to break it into 3 priority segments for activation based on the recency of their engagement in the inbox across other providers. These are going to result as a priority 1, a priority 2, and a priority 3 reactivation segment. And you can rest assured and be confident that mailing these was not going to give you a big deliverability hit for mailing inactive emails and spam traps. And it's going to result in positive engagement that once this user now becomes active again, they can be eligible to be included with your recently active segments on regular sends. Now, in addition to the priority inclusion segments, or the users we identify as active and should be mailed, Retention's also going to identify the emails on that list that should never be mailed. These typically are things like spam traps or inboxes that have just gone dead, and by mailing them, you can actually hurt your deliverability. We are going to segment these out and put them into a list called Reactivate Suppress, which just signals to you as a mailer, hey, these are the emails that we want to suppress globally and not send on any email communications. Once you have these segments, you've got the segmentation primed, you've segmented for recent activity. The next step is to go ahead and send them that engaging content. Send them an email that's going to drive them back to your site, or that's going to encourage them to engage with the content. But now, how do we get started, and how do you start using the Retention Reactivate tool? If you're a retention client, this feature has already been enabled on your account. You just need to go into your retention app, navigate to the AutoReactivate tab, choose your unengaged segment that you want to run through AutoReactivate, and press go. What will result is those segments will be auto-populated into your email sending account. If Klaviyo is not your ESP, you can still use the manual reactivate feature. It functions the same way as AutoReactivate. It just doesn't automatically create the segments for you. Now, if you do have additional questions, we have a 4-step guide available on how to use AutoReactivate. And there's always the ability to contact support@retention.com for additional information on AutoReactivate.